Hey team, Josh here, creator of Patient Mastery, where we help great chiropractors become the go-to doc in town with financial freedom and more time off. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to empower your team and really the people in your life to step up, play at a higher level, which gives you more free time, gives you better results. And this comes off of two sentences I'll never ever forget being said to you. Think about it. I bet you can think of compliments that you've been given in your life, like really simple ones, like, oh my God, that's if you're a female, I love your outfit. If you're a male, something, oh, you remind me of, someone famous or macho or something like that. I'm not talking about a compliment. I'm talking about an acknowledgement. So here's two from my life. When I was a senior in high school, I started playing lacrosse for the first time. It was really my last chance to play. All my friends played. I didn't pick it up, and I'm so glad I did it. And I ended up being a starting D-midi on my high school varsity team. We went to the sectional finals. It was a blast to end high school. And I had gotten in purely academically to Johns Hopkins, which is a historically amazing lacrosse program. And my coach played in college, and his brother was an All-American at Johns Hopkins, so he knew what he was doing, he knew what he was talking about. And I'm 18 years old, a varsity walk-on, athletic enough to start, but essentially not really that good. I wasn't being considered by colleges by anyone. He said, Josh, if you go to Johns Hopkins academically and you walk on to their lacrosse team, not only will you make the team and start, but by your senior year, 4 years of putting in the work, you'll be an All-American. I never even considered being able to get on the field at Johns Hopkins, let alone starting, being an All-American, so much above what I even thought was possible for myself. Now, flash forward. 4 years later, I'm interning as a senior, and I didn't go to Johns Hopkins, spoiler alert, and I didn't care about playing varsity lacrosse in college. I'm interning at a very successful $1 million plus chiropractic practice. The owner is one of the top coaches in one of the biggest management companies and was planning on moving out of practice and going into full-time coaching. And I'm a senior in college. I haven't even gone to life yet. And he says, Josh, when you come back in 4 years, when you graduate, you have an associateship here already. Like, you don't have to apply. We want you here. And in a few years after that, I plan on moving on. I want you to take over this practice. Now, at that point, I haven't even gone to chiropractic school. I was worried about, am I going to score well enough on my biology classes and chemistry that these docs are going to be impressed with me? Like, I didn't realize they didn't care at all. I didn't know how to adjust. I didn't know anything, and I already had a professional job lined up, an associateship, before day one of chiro school, and already seated and positioned to take over a really successful practice. I still remember the drive home from that summer internship day in my Jeep Cherokee, like beat up, 1992 Jeep Cherokee, and I was on cloud nine with how elated I felt because this mentor saw that much potential in me, more than I saw in myself. How does this relate to your life and your practice? I want you to think about your team. Are you more on the lines of they should meet expectations, and then when they don't, they get, scolded, yelled at, punished, they don't meet their bonus, we have to do more training, like all negative? Or with patients, is it, hey, when they show up to their appointments, when they do their at-home exercises, they should get the results, but if they don't, it's all on them? Or are you coming from a place of empowering your team, especially, and there's so many different levels to this. One, it's just emotionally such good energy, showing people and being truthful, you're not making this up, what you see in them when they're at their full potential lifts them up to want to be there, because most people don't see themselves at a level above where they are right now, whether it's patients in pain and with health concerns, or your staff with their current position and their current level of responsibility. So first, it's awesome to do. It's leadership. They feel so empowered. They want to do a better job for you. They want to perform to that level. It opens up to their eyes to maybe what's possible that they never even realized before. Now, when it comes to, in Patient Mastery, we show you how to have 3-day weekends every week. And a lot of docs, they don't think they could do that. and we show you how you could do it. And if you want your volume to go up, it'll go up. If you want your collections and profits, of course, to go up, it'll go up. Your practice goes up and your life takes off because you have so much more time with your family and to do the things you love. Now, what if all these things I can't make it into 4 days? Well, that's where you delegate and outsource to either your current team, or maybe you get another part-time person to do some. But for your current team, rather than it feeling like, oh, here's 3 things, an extra 2.5 hours of work a week that I don't want to do anymore, so you're gonna have to do it, that feels like, a boulder on their shoulder. But if you switch it around, the positioning, the intention, the tone, you're still giving them the 2.5 hours, but you're doing it from a place of showing them that they're at that potential to be able to handle it. You're increasing their status. No pay raise. I mean, can if you want, but it's not mandatory. You're increasing their status. You're acknowledging them for their ability, leadership, and responsibility to take this on. It comes across as a whole different aspect for the person. Rather than, I'm getting paid the same amount, but I have 2.5 hours more. It's, wow, the doc sees me at this level and has that much trust and faith in me to be able to take on these type of tasks and responsibilities that before the doctor was doing. Now, I'm not saying anything that isn't legal or HIPAA compliant, but there's hours of stuff you do a week that you could give to another person. So start there. Your team, how can you free yourself up more? Doing it in the right way, where they're like inspired and happy to take on more tasks and responsibilities. With your patients, are you painting the picture of what their life could be like, not just getting pain-free, not just getting back to normal? That's only worth a certain amount. But when you find out what they really care about and show them, if you truly believe in it, clinically, think it's possible for them to get there, that is gonna have them, 1, actually more likely get there, 2, wanna pay for that. Hey, John, good to see you. Wanna pay for that, which completely transforms patient investment, especially if you're trying to get away from insurance or patients hoped insurance would pay. When you show them what you believe truly is possible for their life. Because patients, when they're in pain, no matter where we are, when things are going well or things are not going well, it's just human. We think that's how it's always gonna be. You're in a bad month, things are slanting. No, this is how it's always gonna be. This is how the next 10 years are gonna be. That's why we freak out. Things are going well, that's how it's always gonna be. I'm awesome. We coast, and then guess what happens? You coast, you fall off a cliff. So that's human nature. So your patients too, they don't realize, hey, this is something solvable, or it doesn't always have to be that way, but whether it's been there for 2 weeks or 2 years or 20 years, that's how they feel. Break them free from that mindset. And then lastly, who in your family needs to hear that? Maybe it's a child, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's a good friend. Just acknowledging them of what you see as possible in their life, especially if they're feeling stuck in their life position, life possibility. Just you coming in and genuinely, kindly and lovingly showing them, I can see you doing this, being this, having this. You never know what light bulb goes on, what glass ceiling gets shattered, just because you said it. And it may take them in a different direction, but either way, it's north. For instance, when that doc told me that was awesome at that time for me. I was like, oh great, I already have a job. That was my plan the first 2 years in Chiro school. Then as I grew and evolved, I realized I didn't want to be an associate. I didn't want to be in that practice. I evolved. But for those 2 years, it gave me so much more confidence and strength going through chiropractic school. So how can you be a benefit? Easiest, team. Next easiest, patients. Then the more important people in your life. All right, conversation for another day. What do we have going on? If you missed the emails from last week about the Dynamic Growth Online event, you can probably find them in your inbox. And a series of talks from myself and Patient Mastery docs on what paradigm shifts need to be made to go from banging your head against the wall, the only thing that I need to do is see more people to make more money and, market a lot more, to an absolutely different feel in practice where you're getting paid what you're worth. You don't have to educate patients, you don't have to convince patients, and you don't have to sell patients, and have the practice you want with the time off you want and break through your collection ceilings. So It's not the process. If you want the process, comment me below, and I'll talk to you about what that looks like. If you want to hear docs talking about these paradigm shifts, look in emails from last week, and there's an online event series. But if you want actual coaching, the process, the community, and the step-by-step, comment me below, and I will be in touch and share with you what that looks like. All right, you guys rock. Finish the week strong, and I will see you in the next video.